What's up, guys? My name is Clay Ratterman, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you guys how to walk on to a Division I football program in college. So I came right out of high school. I played football growing up, and I decided to go to The Ohio State University and just pursue my education. And while I was there, I finally decided that I wanted to walk onto the football team, which is a pretty hard thing to do considering it's one of the top programs in America. And I wanted to share some of my tips with you guys on how to get there and make it to the next level. Okay, so to start things off, most of the top programs in America are going to be run very similar to Ohio State because a lot of the top programs do a lot of the same things when choosing how to run their programs and how to accept walk-ons and all that general stuff. There's preferred walk-ons, and then there's legitimate walk-ons. So preferred walk-on is somebody who comes out of high school and they're actually given an offer to come to the school and participate on the football team, but not receive money and not receive a scholarship for it. And then a legit walk-on would be somebody who walks off the street. They have to be enrolled in the school, enrolled in classes full-time as a student, and they go to a tryout, and then they make it on the team that method. So I'm going to be telling you guys how to make it onto the team as a legitimate walk-on. Another thing you need to know is out of the 105-man roster, they actually do keep around probably 20-ish more players. A lot of times there's people who are injured and different things that happen. So generally the walk-ons, if you're not quite as good as some of the other walk-ons, you might not make it to the fall training camp, and you might be released for that 2-week period, and then they bring you back on as a player throughout the season if they need you. In general, though, there is no such thing in college as a practice player. There's no such thing as, this guy made the practice squad. It's not like the NFL. If you make the team, for the most part, almost everybody is 100% on the team. I guess some schools could do it a little bit differently. In terms of having maybe a waiting period or a trial period where the person is, continually trying to, show their worth on the team. But for us, it was if you made it on the team during the time I was there, you were on the team. And then your goal was to make it on the 105-man roster, and then also your goal then after that was to make it to the travel for the away games, and then obviously make it on the field and play. So to help you guys out and get this process started, the first thing you need to do is talk to a lot of people that are involved in the program, play for the team, and figure out when the actual tryout is. There's usually 2 tryouts a year. There will be one in the fall time, right when school starts, basically the first week of school. There will usually be a tryout, and then there's also a tryout right after the season's over in the winter time before they start their winter training. In the wintertime training, or the wintertime tryout, is actually easier to make the team because a lot of times the roster's full and they're battling with having to cut people off for the 105-man roster and different things like that. So usually the roster empties up a lot in the wintertime when kids graduate and people move on and do different things. So that would be the easier time to try and make it. But I would highly advise trying out multiple times and doing your best to be persistent with it. So with that said, once you make it to the actual tryout, there's a handful of different activities they're going to make you guys do. They're going to warm you up pretty hard. They're going to just, get you ready, make you think that you're not going to be able to do a lot of the stuff. So they're going to give you a pretty rigorous warm-up. And then they move you into a couple basic tests. They want to see who can run and who can move the best. Because for walk-on purposes, they want kids who are athletic and can move and can play football and, be really good practice players for them, and then hopefully at some point make it on the field if they're really, really talented. So the best tip I would have is to make sure you're agile, you can move, no matter what position you are. I'm talking any position on the field. You need to be able to move and show them that you can move efficiently. So the test that they're going to make you guys go through is a 40-yard dash, an L cone, a star drill, a shuttle drill, which is side-to-side movement, and then they're going to make you do maybe a vertical jump, maybe a broad jump, and For the bigger people, they might have you guys go in and do the 225 bench test, so how many reps you can get of 225 pounds. And it's pretty much like the NFL Combine. Most colleges won't do quite as many events. They're trying to get you guys in and out. And most of the people who show up to these tryouts, if there's, say, 100, there's probably only 5 legitimate athletes that could walk on and make the team. So you have to be pretty serious about it if you're heading in. Also, they're looking for speed. So 40-yard dash and shuttle are critical if you guys are trying to make it on the team. No matter what position, they're looking for speed and they're looking for movement. So my best advice would be to train and focus on those two things more heavily than anything else. For the skill positions, if you guys are a wide receiver, defensive back, quarterback maybe, they're not going to have you guys do the 225-pound bench press test. They're going to save that for, the bigger guys or the linemen, I guess, or the linebackers to see their strength. But still be aware, if you're going to walk onto a Division I college football program, you should definitely be able to bench press 225 pounds, or at least be getting close and working toward it if you're a skill position. Okay, so after you guys have been tested on all these different training metrics, they're going to take the people that they want to have stick around, and they're probably going to have them do some position drills if they really like you. So if you're a defensive back, they're going to have you do some footwork drills and some ball drills, see if you can catch the ball, see if you can cover people. They might have one-on-ones where the receivers go against the defensive backs and so on. If you're a quarterback, they're going to have you throw. If you're a kicker, they're going to have you kick. General stuff like that. If they like you, they'll have you stick around and do some extra drills. And this is where you really want to shine and make sure you show them that you have really good work ethic and you're super attentive to detail. So if they tell you to do a certain thing, make sure you're doing it the exact way they tell you to do it, because they don't want to have time. They don't have the time to be coaching you guys up and worrying about the walk-ons as much. So it's really important that you work really hard and you're super attentive to detail. No one's really looking to help you out here, so you got to know that going in, and really take the advantage of the opportunity of the tryout. Talk to as many people as you can. Make sure you're a likable person as well. And another big tip is they like people with good grades. If you make it through all the different training metrics, if you make it through the position drills, they love your 40-yard dash time. They love your size, your speed, your movement. They love your different testing times. They'll do a background check on you. Obviously, before you join the team, they need to make sure you're a student. They want to make sure you have at least over a 3.0 GPA. And they want to make sure you're smart, because your job a little bit as a walk-on is you got to boost the GPA. So that was always a joke of ours, but it's actually true. It definitely helps if you're a smart kid, because college football is not easy and it takes a lot of smarts. So with that stuff in mind, move forward with the process. Try out as many times as you can. If you don't get it the first time and you feel like you're getting better and you're improving, keep going after it. And make sure that you guys train super hard before all these tryouts. You don't want to go in there not with the right speed, with the right strength, with the right movement. You got to make sure you have as much of a chance to make it as you possibly can. You want to bring your best package to the table. So I hope this video helped you guys. Like I said, my name is Clay Ratterman. Please subscribe and leave a comment if you guys have any questions. I'm here to help you guys. So get out there and try out.